Live? Yeah, we live. Greetings, everybody. How you doing? I am Medusa, and yeah, it's the Macho Show. Sorry, I almost forgot.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And I am here today with, as always, with the lovely Mad Cat. How are you today?
I'm not the lovely Mad Cat. I'm the Macho Cat.
The Macho Cat.
Yeah.
There you go. That's better. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to misgender you.
I don't think lovely is a gender, although I have to consort the 76 genders out there. Maybe there's one named lovely.
Well, I don't know. I described you as the wrong gender, I guess. I'm sorry. Mr. Misanthropic, hi in the chat. How you doing? So yeah, we got some different stuff to talk about today, but as you noticed, my setup is a little different. I got my couch over there still, but today I wanted to show off my my painting that I did. Here, I'll just let me give you a nice close up there.
Theater. And when I say peace, you'll know what I mean in a moment.
So yeah, this I call it the It Glitter, or It Shines, It Glistens. Yeah, I call it the boob butt, and I
call it a full moon out tonight.
yeah, no, it does kind of look like a moon. My boobs totally look like moons when
that and mooning means to show someone your ass.
That too, yeah. Oh my god.
You can call it full moon tonight. It's a picture of your tits and ass.
Okay, well, all right. Well, the theme or the overall thing that it's boob butt, but this one could be the full moon version. We'll see. Yeah, this one's going to Matty G. He donated a very nice donation to me and said that I could do whatever I want, and that's what I chose. So yeah, if you want your own boob butt print, you just DM me and let me know. And well, also I can either make like one of these custom for you, or I can give you a print of this one. So those are like $15. So yeah, if you want a print, $15. If you want a boob butt, we can discuss it, and we'll see. I'm taking donations for the boob butts.
See, it looks like one of those Rorschach tests where you show up the picture and it's like, what does this look like to you? And
oh my god, yeah.
Boob butt. There's a funny joke you probably haven't heard because you probably haven't seen the movie. But a guy goes in a psychiatrist and the psychiatrist draws a picture of a tree and the guy says sex. He draws a picture of a house. The guy says sex. Draws a picture of a car. The guy says sex. The psychiatrist is like, you seem to be obsessed with sex. And the patient says, you're the one drawing the dirty pictures.
Yeah. No, that's just all the places I do have sex.
Bonus points to anyone who knows what movie that's from.
I don't think I do. What is it from?
Well, I'm not going to tell you on the air. I'm going to need everyone else to guess it.
Aaron Brock said that's just awesome. Thank you. Also, you can donate if you want to see all the uncensored pictures that I took of me with the paint on. Let's see. That's what I thought it was. Boob butt or groceries? What? You can eat my booty like groceries. No, but I would love, or Matt's gonna have this in his house, and I want people to come in and be like, "Is that a boob?" That would be great.
Okay, well, Mr. can't remember. I figured he might know, but it's from a movie called What About Bob?
How old is it?
It's probably like 1990. Maybe.
That's before I was born. I was too old. I'm just kidding.
I know it was in the 90s. I can't exactly remember when. I think it was after Groundhog Day, and that came out in 93. So it has Bill Murray in it. So
oh, okay. That's funny. All right, so do you want to introduce our topic?
Yeah, well, today's kind of an extension of last week. We talked about toxic masculinity, and you know, the big thing that came out this week is Jussie Smollett, or Jussie Smollett, whatever.
Dude, I didn't even know, like, I didn't even see or read his actual name until today, and I was like, wait, it's actually Jussie? Like, okay, all right, whatever.
I think his mother was, like, trying to go for Juicy.
That's like, oh my god, this is totally off topic, but have you ever seen the name? It was like LE-A and it's pronounced Ladasha.
I thought Siobhan was bad.
Oh god, it's so
Siobhan doesn't have a V or an F in it, but it has a BH.
What?
I still like the name though. Anywho, weird. So it's interesting the world that we live in right now, and this was something that we were talking about last week with like Robert De Niro, and I forget the other guy who started this trend of, well, if you molest little boys, all you have to do is say you're gay, and then you're off the hook. Robert De Niro did that. I'm sure Mr. Mister can tell me who I'm missing. The first person to do that, the guy from House of Cards. Why can't I remember his name?
Kevin Spacey?
Yes, Kevin Spacey. Thank you. But yeah, Kevin Spacey did it. But there was a press conference from the lawyer of Jussie Smollett, who was saying, oh, well, he's a community leader. You know, he supports minorities and the LGBT because he's, I guess, come out as gay or whatever. And it's like, well, he's black and gay, so that means we can drop all the charges. Even though the DA, the police, and the grand jury all wanted to convict him, and yet somehow they struck a deal. Now, there's some suggestion, and I'm not going to say that it's the definite thing, that they have a connection to the Obamas, and the Obamas interceded because they also come from Chicago. This was all in Chicago. And, like, phoned up and was like, hey, this is Michelle Obama. No, I'm not a man. Can you let my homeboy Jussie out? Okay, thank you.
Oh, my God.
I'm sure
my homeboy Jussie out.
Let my boy Jussie out.
Free Jussie.
Because that's the only thing that can explain it. But what does this have to do with toxic masculinity? Sounds like I'm just making a stretch here, but the culture that we live in right now is we have the far left social justice warrior feminists. And that's the thing that controls the media. And then there's everyone else. And it's like, if you're not a part of that inner circle right there, then you are a white privilege, white nationalist, far right Trump supporter. And I think this is greatly affecting everyone right now. This is going to affect men more than anything, but this is affecting everyone. That's a black gay person can get away with lying about being attacked by white people, and not just get away with it, the people that actually did it are also going to escape justice. Because it'd be one thing, it was like, well, we're not going to press charges on him, but we have acknowledgement that these two people admitted to doing it, and we'll convict him. No, they're also going to be dropped. Excuse me. But this center, it's not an issue of race, although that does play a part in it. This is more an issue of class. And
yeah, Average Joe in the chat said rich privilege, which I agree with.
Well, rich, yeah. That's basically the class. I mean, if you're a part of the alt left, you're rich, you have points in the oppression Olympics of being black, being gay, being in Hollywood, then you're protected. The rest of us are not. And of course, the worst thing you can be is male, and even worse than that is a white male. In the eyes of the left, Vanessa has more, I have more privilege than she does, but she's more protected than me because she has a vagina.
But I have more privilege than a black woman. Or trans. I think I think that some feminists would say I have more privilege than a trans woman. Or most of them, I think, would say that. Just because the fact that I'm trans.
So Jussie being let off, I mean, God, that really pissed me off. And it's like,
I just knew it was gonna happen the entire time, so it didn't really surprise me. But I mean, I don't know. I wasn't surprised when it came out that he faked it. I wasn't surprised when they said. I liked what. I mean, it's really sad, honestly, because I just saw this thing about the mayor and the police department are really upset because they. I mean, they really did like use police resources for this shit, and he's just fucking that shit up, and my pop filter just doesn't want to stay.
Well, maybe if you rub it a little bit.
I'm trying.
Oh, Loudmouth Reviews. I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a bit.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the federal government jumps in on this, the FBI or whatever.
I did see that Trump was talking about getting the FBI involved. Apparently, that's just what I saw.
Yeah, I hope that does happen. But then again, it's not really in the purview of the FBI. So maybe they can get involved, maybe they can't. I don't know how all of that would work, but... And you know what? The saddest part about all of this is that Donald Trump is really the representation of men. I mean, I hate Trump. I mean, I think he's probably the best president we've had in a long while. I did vote for him. I think he's doing good as far as, you know, doing the job. I just hate him as a person. I think he's a horrible person. But considering who else was supposed to be in office, like Hillary Clinton, yeah, I voted for Trump. But he is basically the representation of all of us. And he shouldn't be. But it's like, if you don't agree that Jussie Smollett should be considered innocent, then you're a hateful bigot. You are a Trump supporter. And that's really what it is. Either you support the alt-left or you're a Trump supporter. And if those are my options, I'm a fucking Trump supporter.
Yeah. I mean, I don't personally know anyone who would agree with how they handled it, but if I did meet anybody, I'd be like, why? Like, you don't like justice? You don't like truth? Okay. Whatever.
No, because there are people who think he's telling the truth. Why? Because of the seriousness of the crime.
How?
The more serious the crime is, the more people are likely to believe it.
So they're literally just denying proof like that. All right.
Well, what proof? They haven't found white people to do it, so they must still be out there.
Well, they found that the guys had purchased the stuff to get the guys. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. That's basically it.
Yeah. I don't understand. People are fucking weird.
Well, there are people who still believe that Emma Sokowitz was raped, or as we all know her to be, Mattress Girl.
Oh,
I mean, there's actual proof that she was, well, there's not direct proof that she wasn't raped, but it is a bit suspicious that after her supposed rape, she was still texting the guy to say, hey, when you going to fuck me in the ass again?
Oh my god. Mr. Misanthropic said, did you see that shit about Cardi B bragging about drugging and robbing men? No.
Yes, I did see that. I
did
saw
not.
a post on Facebook. I don't know the full details of that, and maybe we should bring Mr. on to talk about this. But apparently, she started bragging about how she has lured men to her home, drugged them, had sex with them, robbed them. And, you know, after things like Bill Cosby and Brett Kavanaugh, you think everyone would be up in arms. No. There are a lot of people, it's like, well, she did what she had to do to survive. There are people...
Oh, yeah. Bragging is definitely a survival instinct. Well,
so,
I mean...
she's a black woman. It's perfectly okay for her to drug people, have sex with them, and steal money from them. But Bill Cosby, a black man, no, he needs to be punished for the rest of his life. I mean, I think he was found guilty on a charge, and yeah, I do think that he should go to jail for that shit. Although
I don't think he should when he's fucking 80 fucking years old. I think he should be able to sit in his fucking house and fucking... If they want to put him on house arrest, whatever. But he should be able to be fucking comfortable. No offense to that, but like I don't agree with that. I don't think people...
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I don't think that old people should have to fucking deal with that shit. Even if they ended up doing some crazy shit. Maybe if they killed some people. All right, yeah, they deserve to rot in jail. But, like, come on. But anyways, I got off track. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Cardi B.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the Riley Reid thing. Like, when she was talking about, oh yeah, LOL, I raped this virgin when I was like 14 or no, he was like 14, I was like 17 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what she said, but she's bragging about it on Twitter. Everybody's like, LOL, and fucking, it's the same shit. Like, people are just like, oh, that's so funny. I better pull this down a little bit. Oh, it's so funny that that you did that. Oh, you know, hustler, fucking, like, that's exactly what the kind of people that listen to her shit like do. They're not I don't mean like they do that. I mean like they're like, yeah, that's awesome. And like, I mean, I've even seen I don't remember the name of the chick, and I'm not gonna look it up because it's really disturbing, but there's this one chick online who's a black chick, and she just posts the most vile things in the world, but her Instagram is still up, not banned, and there are hundreds of fan accounts for this girl who talked about murdering her child and talked about like how worthless and how much she hates her baby, which is thankfully out of her custody now. But this person is still posting every day about how she hates her child, about bestiality, about eating shit and fucking period blood. This person is literally insane, and they have thousands of fans, literal fans, not people like encouraging it just because it's funny or something. I've interacted with some of them, like the ones that have like fan accounts, and they're like, she didn't do anything wrong, you're just a hater and all this shit, and it's disturbing. So I'm not surprised that people would not criticize her for that, especially, you know.
Well,
nobody gives
point
a shit.
I wanted to make tonight was, you know, I was talking about Robert De Niro and Kevin Spacey claiming to be gay, so that's why it was okay for them to rape children. But then there's also George Takei, and he talked about seducing an underage boy. But then Milo, and nothing really came of George Takei, but Milo Yiannopoulos sort of talked about it. I mean, he was joking about it at first, but then he was talking. I think, this is my opinion, He was first talking about, and he was kind of joking around, making pedophilia jokes. But then he was talking about how boys, gravitate towards older men. Well, in that context, I could talk about wanting to fuck a girl. You're probably going to assume I'm talking about an adult woman. And I think in that context, when he said boy, he was talking about a younger man, over the age of 18. That was my interpretation. But of course, he comes under fire for that. Oh,
really?
He's a gay man who rapes little boys, and he blah blah blah, and he got into a lot of heat for that. But look at Kevin Spacey, look at Robert De Niro, and George Takei. They did. It's hard for me to say that they definitely did something because I don't know the full facts and I don't want to make a baseless accusation. But based on the charges brought against them, it seems to suggest that they did, and they used the excuse of being gay to circumvent justice.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't see how that has to do with anything. I mean, a pedophile is still a pedophile whether or not they're gay. Like, that makes no sense. Like, their child was still harmed. They did, like, even if the child didn't like receive any serious harm from it, that's still statutory rape. Hello. But I don't know.
Well, no, it makes
people will come
sense.
up with anything to, switch the blame from themselves.
No, it makes perfect sense. Being gay is a protected class.
Well, see, yeah, but then what about Milo just because he's on the right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Milo was on the left and this came out. Then Bill Maher would be like probably clapping for it.
Yeah.
I mean, Bill Maher was the one who clapped for like the teacher molesting a boy, like back in the 90s. This was a big case, and I forget her name. It begins with an M or something. And so many people were outraged by this. And he's sitting there is like, yeah, that's a good thing. And he's like, how do you rape a boy? I mean, how do you fake an erection? And it was like, you fucktard. And people worship Bill Maher, but, he's sitting there glorifying that it's okay for an adult woman to rape a little boy.
Yeah, see, who was it? I think I recently shared something about a woman who got off for after raping a younger boy. I think it's on my Martin Medusa page, but they get away with everything. I mean, it's literally just man. You have to be certain things, man, conservative, or fucking white. Sometimes has to do with it, but not always, because Bill Cosby. But like, I don't know. You at least have to be a man most of the time. Almost always, you got to be a man, even if you're a conservative white woman and did something like raping a boy or a girl, you probably would still get off scot-free.
Well, there is an exception with Bill Cosby, because the only reason why he really got so much heat is that 70 women came forward, which most of them were thrown out.
I didn't understand. Yeah, I don't.
Well, if you're going to go up against a black guy who's considered the father of America, then you better have like a large number of women come forward and say, he raped me. That was the only way they could indict Bill Cosby. Because if it was one woman saying back in the 70s Bill Cosby raped her, they're like, get that shit out of here. Why didn't you report it back then? Because he was famous? It was the 1970s. There was still discrimination. If he had said that man raped you, we would have like thrown him in jail and beat him up. Who cares if he's on TV?
Right. Exactly. I mean, well, that's another thing you got to consider is that at the time, literally everyone was doing drugs. So
Yeah.
how many of those do you think were willingly taken? And then, like, really, honestly, like, Quaaludes were and are still used, but they were used so much in the 70s. You don't think that someone would have been like, oh yeah, take a fucking Quaalude and chill the fuck out? Yeah, like, come on, you can't be that you can't think that we're that gullible. I don't know.
Well, and then there's other cases like the guy, when he turned 18, found out that he owes back child support because he impregnated a woman when he was 13 years old. Even though she went to prison for it, she did have a
Oh
child,
my
which he
god.
didn't know anything about. And then 5 years later, he owes thousands of dollars to the state.
How does her going to prison not immediately, like, just shoot that out of the fucking, like, who would actually think that that's appropriate?
Different departments. You got the Department of Corrections and the Department of Economic Security, which
That's
is what we
absolutely
have
fucked
here in
up.
Arizona. It is very fucked up.
Oh my god. Someone in the chat said if someone offered me a Quaalude, I'd be on it. That's funny.
Well, did you see the post that someone made that said that's the greatest painting ever?
Yeah. And Matt just came in the chat.
Smile.
What?
A twisted smile says greatest art piece in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt, the person that I made this for, just came in the chat. I'm gonna be sending it to him soon. So yeah, if you want your very own boob butt, send me donations and DM me and tell me what colors you'd like, and I'll make you custom boob butt.
At this point in my life, I just do the drugs. I mean, I used to be a good choir boy, and I wouldn't ever do such things. Now, fuck that shit.
See, I'm not into like really strong drugs. I'm into like chill drugs. Like if I'd have to be in a really like good mood to do anything that was more than like a Xanax. Like that I could handle, but I don't know.
The hardest drug I've ever tried was Coke, and that shit just made me sleepy.
For me, it just kind of felt like a shitty version of ecstasy or Molly. But Molly's okay, I guess. I don't like doing a lot of a drug because it's not beneficial in any way. Like when I would do acid, I would only do like 1 or 2 tabs at a time, and then I heard people would tell me like there's not I took like 4 tabs at a time, and there wasn't really a difference between 2 or 4, and I'm like, then why did you take that? Oh, but
if there's no difference, why did you take it? It seems like you could have gotten 2 hits off of that.
Right? Yeah, no, why are you wasting your money, bro? Yeah, I don't know. Some people just think of drugs like differently. Like I don't get like super excited about stuff like that. I just like I let it yeah, I have to be in a, like I said, I have to be in a very good mood for that. Let's in the chat. All I ever did was weed, X, and cocaine. I loved Coke because I could drink like 3 times more. What? Drink 3 times more? That sounds...
Well, Coke is supposed to be a stimulant. It's supposed to make you like really wired.
Yeah.
So if you're awake and wired, then yeah, you can drink more because alcohol is a depressant. Or no, it's an inhibitor. But it's an inhibitor and a depressant. So it'll like make you want to go to sleep over time.
Interesting. Yeah, I'd rather just do caffeine and weed.
I do cigars.
I'll make all the boob butts.
Because, you know, I've tried doing weed, and it just does not work for me. I cannot be relaxed when I'm on that. But if I get, like, a nice fat cigar, I mean, that is an amazing high right there.
Nice.
Speaking of tobacco.
I would run out of the money at the bar or club before I got drunk. What? That sucks. Well, damn. Fat Andy says hello. What up, party people? I don't actually like weed. What? Matt, you blasphemer.
I don't like weed.
I know. I mean, well, you can probably handle it in like small quantities.
Well,
But,
you know, what I realize is that everyone who gets weed, first off, I love weed smokers because they're all like, this is the good shit, man. And it's like, it can't
Not all
all
of them.
be the good shit.
The
But
gay
secondly,
ones
like,
do that.
yeah, it's like most pot smokers I've ever met when they're
I
lighting
didn't say that to
like,
you.
no, you've never said it to me. You're
Yeah.
like chill. I mean, I could get high with you. I could trust you. But it's like, I just need to get like the mild weed and I could probably handle that. But if I'm doing like nothing but the strong stuff, no wonder why I'm freaking out.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, when people tell me like, oh, this shit will have you like fucking like retarded, and I'm like, I really don't want to get to that point. I'd rather like, you know, just chill out. I don't like to be anxious. Like, if I smoke too much, then I just feel weird. Like I took too much caffeine or something.
Although, if you remember, I did take a hit off of whatever that thing was that you had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't like, yeah, this is that good shit. I was just like, yeah, just do a little bit. Do a little.
The other type of pot smoker I've met, like I've met some good ones out there, like you and a couple other people. They're like, hey, we're going to smoke. We don't care if you do it or not. But it's like, I told one person that, yeah, I don't really do pot. And he gave me an hour dissertation on how necessary pot is. And it's like, dude, I just said I'm not into pot. I didn't say that you shouldn't do pot. And it's like, why should I get a lecture on it?
Well, see, here's the thing. I personally, I can be kind of picky. Sometimes, excuse me. Sometimes if people that I want to hang out with don't smoke, because it's something that I feel like other people should be included in, and I don't want to make them feel excluded. So if I'm doing it and they're not doing it, then I feel bad, you know? So I kind of do, and it's different with us, you know, because we don't like see each other in person all the time. But for someone that I would like hang out with, I might not favor, but like sometimes go for the person that does smoke over the person that doesn't smoke, just because we have that in common. But that doesn't mean that like I do think that everyone could benefit from certain parts of marijuana or CBD, but then there's people who have bad reactions to it, whether that's an allergic reaction, a chemical reaction in their brain, you know, whatever. So it's like, it's really, and then there's some people who like try a million different things or a million different types of marijuana, and then they find the one thing that actually works for them. Might that be like edibles or the CBD oil or what's it called? Wax concentrates, stuff like that. So, I mean, there's lots of options. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I'm not going to give you a lecture on why you should do it. I'm just going to be like, okay, whatever. I'm going to do it.
Well, I also used to have friends that would like try to get me to take it. It's like, dude, you should do some heroin. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
Oh my God.
You should. And it's like, I can't trust you. You're too invested in me trying this, which means that if something happens, you're going to leave me in a ditch somewhere or try to mess with me while I'm high. If I'm going to get high with someone, I need to know I can trust that person, that if I have a bad reaction, they're going to take care of me, you know?
Right. No, oh my God. Like you do not want to be around someone who can't like handle you if you have a bad reaction. Because I had a bad reaction to synthetic marijuana or K2 or spice or whatever you want to call it. But I tried it and I had smoked it before without any bad side effects, but this one time I inhaled it and then I immediately felt almost drunk for a second, and then as I walked out of the bathroom that I was in and into the school lunchroom, I fucking it felt everything started spinning, and it sounded like everything was screaming in my ears, and it was the most terrifying thing I'd ever like experienced. And the person that had given my friend this stuff, I was talking to them. I was like, hey, like I need, all right, can you help me? And she literally ignored me, like did not look at me. I was like, oh, okay, I see what kind of person you are. Like she was just a bitch. But yeah, you definitely have to be around people that are less about like you doing the drug and more like interested in experiencing it with you, I guess.
Well, like the time I tried Coke, it was with one of the few mentors I had in life. And she's just like, hey, I'm going to do some Coke. It's cool if you don't, but, it's back there if you want to. And I'm like, well, I can trust her. So I went and did it. And then, like I said, all I did was I felt very sleepy. So I think it did crash. But, I felt very secure that if something happened, she would be there to help me out. So
That's good. Yeah, I felt that way like whenever I did acid or stuff like that, because I didn't want to I just didn't want to feel like super or more anxious than I already had or already was, because like I don't know. Well, I feel like it depends on how much you do as well. Like how much did you do?
I don't know, maybe just a little bit.
Mm. Yeah, I've only tried it a couple bumps or whatever, like, or one bump at a time.
And maybe that was the problem. I took so little that it didn't really do anything for me. So I don't know,
So
but
like it's not good for you. I'd rather just get jacked on caffeine and fucking beer.
but honestly, I do want to try pot again, especially with my disability. I want to know if maybe
Yeah.
it might actually help me because right now I'm surviving on tobacco, alcohol, and energy drinks, and let me tell you, none of this stuff. Well, the alcohol's somewhat good for you, but the rest of the stuff is bad. And I'm open to suggestions on things to try because I've tried a wide range of things for my disability, and most of it's not help. Although I am starting to see some improvement doing yoga right now, but I'm open to the possibility that maybe pot could help me. But when you don't have money for pot, that's a little hard to come by.
Right, yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well. Not everybody has money for like the marijuana itself is not too expensive, but stuff like the concentrates and the oils, those can get expensive, and those are like the most beneficial.
Well, my mother has been using the CBD oil a lot lately because her knees are really, really bad right now. She probably needs surgery at some point. But she's been using CBD oil. And I was a little skeptical. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sure every company claims it's CBD oil. But she says it helps a little bit. I've tried it, and it worked pretty well for me. So I do think that pot should be legalized. Even if it means that I'll probably never use it, I think it should be legalized. Hell, if anything, tobacco should be illegal.
Dude, yeah, I agree. I mean, it causes so much cancer. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think both should be legal. I think people should be able to do to their bodies what they want. They can already fucking get their dicks turned into vaginas and turn their tits into noses. I don't know. And fucking, you know, get tattoos on their assholes. So why not?
Well, I want to pay for a boob job for you, Medusa. So they're squeak toys. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
That actually sounds awesome. If I ever got a boob job, they would have to squeak, or else they wouldn't be it wouldn't feel right.
And glow in the dark.
Dude, like through my skin? That would be fucking amazing. Check out my glow titties. Medusa, where is my nose butt painting? Fine, I'll do a face print next. Actually, I thought about putting like a kiss mark in the middle, but I also kind of like how it's shaped almost like a butterfly, so I wanted to leave it.
Yeah, I think it's good the way it is. Less is more, you know?
Yeah. I might do one that's like just boobs at some point. I just wanted to make sure he got his bang for his butt. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, Matty G is going to like take his dick out and rub it right between that space of your ass, like, oh yes, Medusa. Yes, Medusa.
He better not get dick juice all over my masterpiece. If you do that, you better wear a condom, because this is pristine work right here. No, that would actually be really funny if he jizzed all over it. I would be kind of mad, though, because I worked really hard on it.
But at the same time, it's a tribute pic, and chicks love that shit.
No, he did say he was going to try and make me a dick print. So, I'd appreciate that. See, dicks are much smaller, no offense, than boobs and asses, because it's just like...
Depends on boobs.
Well, no, like, a dick could fit in between this ass, you know? But I'm saying, like, you know, the surface area is much larger than a dick. He could just, like, put that on a little, or, like, a decent-sized canvas, and then I'd be good. But this has some area. I think it's been a pretty good show. I think an hour would probably be good for a day, just because I'm fucking starving.
Yeah, I got a lot to do.
Indeed, but I gotta make more boob butts.
Back to our main topic. I mean, it's just like all the. I'm angry about this, honestly. Like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that it happened, but it's like he was arrested. He was brought up on 16 charges, and you know he's sitting there saying, "Oh, my mother raised me right. Not a drop of this is true." It's like, you're fucking lying. I can tell. You keep looking down. You keep looking all around. You're blinking rapidly. Why is it not obviously see that shit?
Well, I mean, who was it? I feel like it was Dr. Phil who said that on Joe Rogan's podcast. I'm pretty sure he was like, you know what a guilty person does or says a lot is that they refer to, you know, God a lot. Like, I swear to God, I didn't do this. And they also try to make you, and they also say like, oh, you guys know me. You know, you know me. You know I wouldn't do something like this. So there's just so many patterns of like dishonesty. It's like, it's not even good. Like, I'm a much better liar than this man. Oh God, it's ridiculous.
Well, no, you're perfect. Yeah, I saw that Joe Rogan thing too.
Yeah.
It was actually very informative. I'd recommend anyone check it out. I mean, my first thought was like, oh, Dr. Phil, but that guy really knows some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's like the jokes and all that, but no, he's actually pretty. He's
hilarious and awesome.
But it really surprised me. Like, and people are saying now, oh, well, the FBI is going to be looking into it. Is this the same FBI that looked into Hillary Clinton and decided that she wasn't guilty of anything?
Good point.
The same FBI that wanted to look into collusion with Russia?
And found nothing.
Well, I mean, you can go ahead and be like, oh, yeah, the FBI is going to look into it. It's like, and? So what? I mean, they let Hillary Clinton go. And this person apparently has ties to Michelle Obama, so... What's this about Mundane Matt?
I don't know. Someone said that he lied about something. I'm not really sure. I didn't see it. I'm hearing all kinds of weird shit about people that I don't understand. Like, is Robert De Niro... Did you say Robert De Niro actually said he's gay now?
Well, that's what we were talking about last week. Let me see if I can...
Yeah, I didn't fully grasp that he... Like, when he said he pulled a Kevin Spacey, I didn't realize he meant, like, he's actually saying he's gay. That's just really surprising to me.
Let's see. Robert De Niro, Is Robert De Niro gay? According to this website, marriedwiki.com, no.
Okay. So I don't know. That's weird. I mean, I can understand, like, if he just claimed that, but still, like, why? Why did you claim that? That doesn't make you look any better.
Apparently he has a gay father.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And apparently he has a gay son, so I don't know. It was what was said last week, so I don't know. I guess I'd have to look into it more.
Mundane Matt was found to be a mass false flagger. Of who? Huh. And how was he exposed? That's interesting. I don't know. People
in a Monday night a long time ago, so
yeah, I mean he's fun to talk to, but I don't know. I don't really I don't really attach myself to like YouTubers or celebrities, honestly. So like if I hear something, like even when I heard about Bill Cosby, I was like, whatever, it's not really going to change my opinion of him. Sorry. But I don't know. People's actions, well, I guess that doesn't really make sense. People's, how people act, is what I pay attention to more. And, you know, like concrete evidence, stuff like that.
Well, these days, I really only pay attention to, like, Steven Crowder and Joe Rogan, and on occasion, I see something from Tim Pool and some black guy, but really beyond that, if I happen to catch something random in my feed, I'll check that out, but those are the main people I listen to.
I've literally, like, only been watching, what's it called? Joe Rogan and, Cinnamon Toast Ken, which is weird because I never really used to watch him, and now I'm not really watching PewDiePie anymore, which I used to watch every single day. Oh. But, Cinnamon Toast Ken, like, he does, like, this thing where he, reacts to, Dr. Phil shows. He reacts to, like, crazy children, just, like, weird stuff going on. But, yeah, that and Joe Rogan. I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan, like, clips. I haven't seen the full, podcast with Dr. Phil, but I want to see it.
Yeah, I did check out the full thing. It was very good. I mostly check out clips of Joe Rogan, but you know, it's actually thanks to Joe Rogan that actually helped me the most with my disability because he had
Really?
Nick on there, and he was talking about DDPY, Diamond Dallas Page, and his yoga system. So I then checked out that
Wow.
interview with DDP and Joe Rogan, and he convinced me because like he's talking about all the things that he does. He's like, oh yeah, you got to eat these foods right here, but I sometimes cheated a little bit. I have my off days, and I'm like, that is so honest right there. Because usually when you see these fitness gurus, they're like an all or nothing, and it's like, oh yeah, I do this, 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 and this, and it's like he was actually honest in a minute. It's like, you know what? Sometimes I have my off days. It's like if he can be that honest, then I need to check this system out, and it's actually helped me a lot. And it's actually helped my disability too, because lately I've been pulling weeds, and like 4 months ago, I might have only been able to do like 10, 20 minutes pulling weeds, and then I'd be done for the day. And now I can go out there and do an hour. Like in a single day, I actually did like 200 minutes, which is about over 3 hours just pulling weeds.
Damn.
When like before I could have done 20 minutes. So it was a drastic improvement for me. So I'm not trying to shill DDPY here, but I mean, you want to do some yoga, go with that.
DDLG? What?
DDPY.
Mark in the chat said, looking great. Thank you. I appreciate you. Check out my boob butt.
How do you know he wasn't talking about me?
He said, looking great at modern Medusa.
Fine then. No one ever says I look great.
Hi, your boy Pat. How are you? He's in the chat.
Oh, your boy Pat.
Oh! Thank you for joining us. How is everybody? We're probably going to end the stream in a little bit, but
straight
I need...
male.
What now?
Straight cis males in here as well.
Uh-huh. Booba art. Yeah. Don't you love it? Oh.
I'm sure we get
I want to
big names in here when we're about to leave.
Right? That's okay. We can still talk for a little bit. I'm not like dying to get out of here. But I am hungry though. Thank you to Lander_L9 for donating for me to get Chinese food. I love you. Oh. I can't wait. Oh my god. I'm gonna eat so much food.
So my opinion is I don't trust the FBI because they should have arrested Hillary Clinton, but maybe Jussie Smollett might face some crime. But if he could have got out of the Chicago judicial system, then what's going to stop him from getting out of the FBI because of his connection with Michelle Obama? So,
yeah, I mean, well, you also got to think, like, when I watch a lot of like crime stories and like documentaries and like old medical history and stuff like that, and like I just got to think, like, we're all human, and humans, like, they say they want what's best for others, and then they really make it about what's best, what looks best to the general public, which is kind of confusing to me because, like, so many people are, like, obviously angry about this, but then, you know, just because it's seen as progressive, I feel like they'll still just go that way. And like people make mistakes, but you know, like in the legal system, but then there's really no excuse for just making decisions based on progressiveness, and that's it. Like, that's really stupid. Like, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, you can make all the like actual mistakes you want in the investigation, but then like if you're not looking for truth, then what exactly are you looking for?
Way to blame Trump.
Yeah.
That's what it really comes down to, is a way to blame white people, a way to blame Trump. I mean, Trump has become the figurehead for the men's movement, for being white, for being male, for being not alt-left. I mean, Trump has taken on this entire mantle, and he doesn't really do anything with it, but it's like, if you're not part of this small little group over here, you're a Trump supporter. And so they just want to do everything they can to destroy Trump. And what will it really give them? The belief that somehow they'll get in power? I mean, look at what the left is doing now. They're offering reparations to African Americans because they're afraid African Americans are going to vote Trump. They're offering, oh, we'll give you a basic income every month for the rest of your life. You decide not to work.
What? Oh my God, that sounds like affirmative action, but like for life.
Well, it would be for everyone, not just for blacks, but they're trying to offer all of this free shit, and, you know, people are eating it up. I mean, I remember during the actual Trump versus Hillary election, I had a friend who was like, oh, yeah, we should raise the minimum wage. And I'm like, well, no. She was in support of Bernie Sanders because apparently he would offer free college. And I'm like, well, it's not exactly free. It's like, yes, it is. It would be completely free. And it's like, no, someone would still have to pay for it. Everyone else would have to pay for it. And look how conflated the college industry has gotten because of student loans. I forget how all of that, but...
Oh my, you getting texts?
Yes, I'm getting texts.
Brr, I just got really cold. Mark is being super sweet in the chat, saying I got nice legs and all this shit. Thanks, Modern Medusa, for the awesome painting, and Mad Cat for the stream. Oh, you're not thanking me for the stream? Oh, but yeah, thank you.
Me for the painting. I had some help in it. Mostly like, hey, look at that painting.
Make him donate to you to give him a dick print. Yes, thank you for mentioning to me to make the boob butt. If anybody would like a boob butt of their own, please DM me. Alrighty.
Sorry, my mind's a little out of it right now, so I can't make any coherent sense.
No,
I'm
you're
just
good.
so angry about this Jussie Smollett stuff. Just as angry as I was when Hillary Clinton was not arrested. Because if it was anyone else, they would have gone to Guantanamo Bay. But because it's Hillary fucking Clinton, and the people still defend her. People are like, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, I'm like passive aggressive about it. I'm like, what are you gonna do? There's pieces of shit. Nobody cares. Oh well. Oh, I just hope that they eventually like come to some sort of demise. That's what I honestly I feel like I don't believe in karma, but I believe that people do usually get what's coming to them eventually.
Well, I think is going to happen, like I've been saying this for a couple of years now, that it gets worse before it gets better, and that this is all a good sign, because so much of the old left is just doubling down on their doubling down. They're not refusing to move, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse before it gets better. And what's most likely going to happen is that they're going to really keep pushing this line, and the rest of us are going to be like, fuck no. Because here's the big thing. They hate guns. We love guns. You want to go to war with us, you'll be dead in a matter of minutes.
That's funny.
And then they're going to realize, wait, we can't go to war with them. They kill us in a matter of minutes. Let's make peace. And that's when it gets better.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm checking my bank. I'm getting ready to eat some food. Do you want to go ahead and start chilling for tonight?
That's actually a good quote by Mr. Mister. You can only double down so much before you go bust and the house wins. And that's very true. I agree with that 100%. And that's what's going to happen to the left. They're going to just... They're not... The thing about the right now is that they are able to stand on the platform and try to give people what they want. They're not very good at giving people what they want, but they're better than the left. The left has no platform, so they're just making empty promises, which they've done for a very long time. But all right, let's start with my shilling. All right, so thank you for checking out our show today. I mean, this wasn't really about men's issue or anything like that. We just wanted to talk about how pissed off we were about Jussie Smollett. But, you know, check out our stuff down below. There you'll find my Patreon, because I'm not hated enough to be kicked off of Patreon, so I'm still taking money on that. I am trying to save up for health insurance so I can try to get some actual help. Until I can afford health insurance, it does help with my day-to-day stuff. I get like $30 now, and that $30 really does help me out a lot. But if you can, even $1 will help me out a lot. So if you want to just throw some money my way, it's greatly appreciated. If not, you don't want to do Patreon because they're soulless motherfuckers, then check out the link below that for my PayPal. You can also directly donate to me through that. If, however, you don't want to donate using Satan's testicles, check out my book called How to Destroy a Woman Now. This book was created because Amazon published a book, How to Destroy a Man Now, which was based on the Me Too movement. We don't know if this book was meant as a joke or serious. We don't know anything about the author, but it does contain some highly immoral and technically illegal stuff that you shouldn't do, which is why I think it should be taken off of Amazon. So I put my book on there, and I've already received one-star review from a feminist who saw the preview and it's like, oh, he's a neckbeard. He must be famous on Reddit or something. So I'm getting the hate. So buy the book. It's only $2.99. I do get a commission on every book sold. So we can make this popular. Feminists will hate it. Pressure Amazon to take it down, and then we can pressure Amazon to take the other book down. That is my goal. I want both books down. But until then, please buy the book so I can get some money. And Modern Medusa's on the cover.
Oh, yeah. So you can have my beautiful lips in your face. So, yeah. You know what I do. I make the arts and the boob butts. I have actual butt if you want to donate to either PayPal or Venmo or Google Pay or the Cash App. I have all of those. So I might make a Patreon, but yeah, all of those are good. PayPal is the most widely accepted. But yeah, so you know what I do. $5 GIFs, fucking videos, photo shoots. I got my Amazon wish list down there. And you can send me stuff and I'll send you pictures of everything that is sent to me. And then I've got my GoFundMe to go to VidCon if you want me to go to VidCon, and I'll have a body pillow for everyone to sign of myself. So yeah. And then let's see what else is there. We're trying to go to DC in October for a marathon. So yeah, all that good stuff. If you want to donate, I can make you art. I can make you sexy stuff. I can fart into my microphone, whatever you want. That'd be a little weird. I'd do it though if you want to, if you pay me enough. Oh. All right, I'm gonna go get some food. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us, and thank you, Mad Cat, for talking about Jussie Smollett.
I want you to stick your microphone in your pussy.
Okay, that's like $100. How about that? Oh, Mr. Misanthropic said you're coming to DC. Maybe if I can afford it in October. But yeah, if you want me to, though, you can donate to paypal.me/Medusa and let me know what it's for, and I'll keep it in a little special savings box.
Oh. Well, someone told me to strip for them, so
no! All right,
to bring out my nipple.
Time to end the stream. Peace, guys.